Hi there everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of Should You Pull for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. Now today I'm going to be talking about the new story event that's happening and the banner that comes with it, and a brand new character along for the ride in Paine. Now Paine is quite, well, I don't know how popular Paine actually is, because some people seem to love her and others seem to hate her because she's from FF10-2, which is an extremely divisive game in the franchise. But Paine brings some interesting tools to the table that are kind of like a leveled up version of Fran, if you will. She has some interesting debuff mechanics and some interesting buffs to herself that work really nicely, and honestly she's actually pretty good. So if you guys want to have a look into more of what Paine can do alongside the banner mates that she comes with in Firion and Wakka, then stay tuned and keep on watching. I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing me say this, but don't forget to check out all of the social media links in the description box below for all of my social media links on Facebook, Twitter, Discord, my Twitch schedule, which I shall leave on the right hand side here, though I will point out that at the time of this video I am probably in Seville right now playing in the Final Fantasy TCG Fan Festival, so I won't be streaming this weekend unfortunately, but I've wanted to make sure I got some videos out for you guys while I was away so that obviously I didn't miss out on anything. Don't forget to check out DissidiaDB.com for all resources to do with Opera Omnia. I think it's a wonderful website, as you all well know. And of course, don't forget to check out all of the other content creators for Opera Omnia, as we all work really hard, and every view you give us pushes us a little bit closer to where we want to be. Now, upsettingly, just like the last banner with Porum, neither Wakka nor Firion will get their level 70 awakenings this time around, and therefore Wakka and Firion are going to be fairly lackluster on this banner. They don't come with EXs, they've just got their 15s and 35s. Wakka's not great, I'm not going to lie to you, but he does have some interesting little toys that he can do. So he has Brave HP attack on Dark attack, which is kind of nice. That gives him a Brave attack plus, which is really basic. It's just a slightly stronger bravery attack. It does have Blind, which is somewhat useful to maybe people who are coming into the game that are quite new. And then Great Daring actually has a really large max Brave buff to everybody if you have his 35 CP weapon, which now covers the entire party. And it's not bad. He could be better, he could be a lot better, and when he gets his rework, like, it's going to be a long way off, but if I click on JP here, you can see that he gets a large amount of things changed for him when his rework comes around, but we're not going to be seeing that for a long time. He's only just had it in JP, to be honest, so I wouldn't go into this pulling for Wakka because you think his JP counterpart is worth pulling for. The same thing applies to Firion. Although Firion already has had an EX weapon, you could theoretically pick it up from the EX shop as and when we get that. He's not a character I would go out of my way to pull for. He's got some nice farming capabilities. If you happen to have his EX weapon and not have his full kit, then obviously it makes the banner slightly more desirable for you because you'll be able to fill in the gaps for what you've had. But he's just doesn't really do a great deal without it. He does some decent damage. He's got Brave HP attacks all out. He gets plus versions of his attacks if he's at 50% max health or more. And then he gets like a Brave Attack HP attack plus, which is never a bad thing while he's got his blood weapon buff active and has at least half health. And then he just hits pretty hard. There's nothing really more to say about it. He doesn't do anything for your party. Anytime he heals, he gets more out of it. If he overflows, he gets bravery. But without his EX, he's not nearly as strong as he could be, simply based on the stats that he could have. That being said, I actually do want Firion at some point because he is actually pretty solid when it comes to getting his level 70 later. But he's going to be coming around when Emperor comes out, and we all know how much I need to have the Emperor in my life. Just spread me with your love, Emperor. And if you happen to get if you happen to give me Firion EX while you're at it, because his EX Plus will be out by that point, then I'll be perfectly happy with it. But because of that, I'm not going to be touching anything to do with Firion until Emperor's banner. So now we move on to Paine, who's obviously the featured character for this banner, and Paine is actually a very interesting character to say the least. What she does is she's a buffer and a debuffer at the same time, and she actually hits pretty darn hard if you ask me. What she wants to do is she wants to stack Joesephyr, which is a framed buff, on herself using both of her skills to get herself to a point where she has Joesephyr 5 so that she gets a bigger version of her EX attack, and then that will grant another framed buff that will benefit the entire party and herself in a big way. So Break Attack is a debuffing skill, so it inflicts Status Break, which is a framed debuff on your opponent. to single target while granting herself a stack of Joesephyr. And as you can see just by looking at her gear, all her 15 and 35 CP weapons do is increase the potency and make it so you get 2 stacks of Joesephyr from your skills instead of 1. So it only takes 3 turns to get to Joesephyr 5, which is where you want to be, instead of 5, which is much, much bigger. Status Break lowers initial bravery, max bravery, attack, defense, and speed, which is really not. We all know how much I like my frame debuffs looking at you, Ramza, and that's a big thing. So if you can get these stacked up, so when Ramza gets his rework come, nearer the end of the month, then having these two together, or even Kefka and her together, is really nice. Paine loves other debuffers and supporters. Like Sarah is like her best friend. Because all of her statuses and buffs, debuffs are all framed, they're going to stack with other people. So honestly, pairing her with another decent debuffer / buffer is going to do wonders for her. But basically, she gets extra stats depending on how many stacks of Joesephyr she has. So, as it says here, 1 stack raises max brave, 2 stacks raises speed, 3 stacks raises defense, 4 stacks raises initial bravery, and 5 stacks raises your attack up, which is really nice. So you're going to get a lot of really cool, extra effects from break attack while you're building up your Joesephyr. But Black Sky, which is her other skill, will also give you Joesephyr stacks as well. And then when you extend it, you'll get it's an 150% max bravery overflow, and it's an AoE brave attack single target HP attack, which is nice because it's just going to deal loads of damage. So as you can see with the 55 passive, you'll get break attack do more damage to targets that have already got status break on them. It will get a max bravery overflow of 120%, and it will get a guaranteed HP attack after use. And then while your Joesephyr is active, you'll get a brave attack plus, which comes out of it as well. So you'll get a slightly stronger brave attack. But you don't get an HP attack plus without her EX weapon. So Paine, the best way to look at Paine is she's like Fran, but better if you have the resources to get her stuff. Like Fran is like a budget version of Paine that you don't have to grab an EX for. So she's got a lot of things going for her in terms of buffs and debuffs, but what does her EX weapon give to her, and what does her level 70 give to her? Level 70, she'll get debuff attack advance, which is kind of nice. Like, you'll get a little bit of extra overflow. If you do the max Bloomstone and the level 70 passive and everything, it's a 20% additional max Brave overflow for the next turn, which is okay, it's not too bad. And it raises Brave damage dealt to debuffed enemies for a turn, and this is by 40% once you've gotten everything that you need. So the fact that it's got no action delay and all of that, it's just a nice little extra on top of her kit. She doesn't have any ways of restoring uses of her skills or anything. She'll get 8 uses of break attack and 6 uses of Black Sky, if I remember correctly. And then you've got plenty of uses for her, but you absolutely need to get her EX to really get her going. Now, Crystal Sword gives you the Dancing Sword attack, as well as a Dancing Sword Plus attack, which I'll come to in a second. And this attack is really quite something. You get a 6-hit AoE Brave HP attack, where the HP attack is spread evenly, which is never the nicest thing, but it's still an AoE attack. It's got a slightly slow recast rate, but there is a good reason for that. It's got a greatly raised Brave damage against anything that's already been hit with status break, so there's always that to work out, and then 120% max bravery, or it will be extra max brave overflow once you've limit broken it, and then HP is designed, so it doesn't really do an awful lot by itself. However, while you're at Joesephyr 5, you get Dancing Sword Plus, which is still a 6-hit AoE Brave HP attack, also does more damage to status broken enemies. Stolen Bravery is overflowed up to 170% max bravery, and it grants Wing Arts for 8 turns. Wing Arts is a horribly powerful framed buff that she gets that buffs all of your party members' initial bravery, max bravery, attack and defense by 30%, your speed by 10%, while lowering all of the above stats for your enemies by a further 10%. And again, this is framed, so it's not going to compound, it's not going to interrupt any other buffs or debuffs that you have in your party. So you've got Status Break that's already lowering all your opponent's stats, and now you've got Wing Arts which is lowering all your opponent's stats while doing the same thing for yourself, positively. It's just the momentum swing is it really skews in your favour, and it does a lot of damage. Like I said, there aren't many characters that I'm really interested in on this month in general, because we have EX Plus coming fairly soon as well. But Paine is really, really strong at this point in time in the game, and she's gonna be really strong until early Chaos. And the only thing that really lets her down is the fact that she'll run out of steam relatively quickly. She does actually get a better Brave Attack Plus and HP Attack Plus from using Dancing Sword Plus, so she'll get them from having Wing Arts available, which is either a 3-hit HP attack or a 3-hit Brave Attack or a 3-hit Brave Ash HP attack. So she actually gets a lot of longevity for Cosmos events through that. But basically the only issue that she has when it comes to Chaos Era, and she's still going to be useful for the first couple of Chaos missions at the very least, is that other characters just kind of eclipse her. She doesn't have an EX Plus as of yet though, so it remains to be seen as to whether her kit's going to elevate itself even higher over the course of time. Like I said, there aren't many characters this month that really truly interest me, but Paine is definitely one of them. Now, Paine doesn't come back awfully frequently. She only has one returning banner as far as we know in JP that actually has her EX on it. She does come back on Ultimisia's banner with her 15 and 35, but honestly, by this point, if you're pulling for Ultimisia, you're not pulling for Paine. Like, if you're going to grab Paine stuff, you want to do it now, realistically, because there's not a lot else going on this month, apart from Noctis if you haven't already got it. Like, if you've got a lot of the characters that are big this month, so Warrior of Light, Noctis, Ramza, that kind of thing, then Paine, yeah, she's worth a little bit of a spin. She's not too bad. But then the only other time that she comes back will be on Ultimate Brothers, which is somewhere around here, where she comes back with Zidane EX. Let me see if I can find that. That's too far down there. But she's by that point, she doesn't have any her EX Plus comeback, so you're just not going to use her. Oh, so wait, I think I just spotted it. No, that's not the one. But both her, there it is. Both her and Zidane, you're not really going to use those by that point because there's so many other characters that are really powerful around that period of time. So if you want to use Paine, if you're a big fan of hers, then now is the best time to use her, because by the time she starts coming back around again, she will have fallen off pretty hard. But that being said, for the rest of the Cosmos era, she shines. She's really powerful. Like, she has frame debuffs. She has everything that I love in a character, which is frame debuffs and frame buffs. That's all I ask for in my characters, realistically, is good damage, frame buffs, frame debuffs. Because I want to be able to compound and do little combos with all these little frame debuffs, and I loved doing it with Kefka and Ramza, and now if I do happen to get Paine, pairing up Paine and Ramza's rework is going to be so much fun, and I can't wait to see it. Once again, a massive shout out to Inkwelder and the Tombury Troop, because you guys are amazing for making these wonderful infographics, and we have one for Paine that's right here. And what you get from totaling all of the stuff that she gets up, you get 40% max bravery and attack, and 30% defense bravery and an extra speed up for your party, which is amazing. And then her stacking debuffs make it so your opponents have 30% less attack, defense, max bravery and initial bravery, and they have a speed down as well. Like I said, I want to compound these so badly with other debuffs, it's not even funny. But then she also gets it's 8 uses. Oh, well, I think I was correct. 8 uses of Break Attack and 6 uses of Black Sky. And then obviously it tells you everything that you want to know about the artifacts and what you want to do when it comes to maxing those out. She has a level 50 passive with extra stats on her, so that's obviously going to be something that you're going to want to focus on. But as they say in here, focusing on her attack stats in general is just going to do you well for Paine. So, like I said, first thing that comes up on that little pros and cons list there is her buffs and debuffs all stack. Sarah, oh my god, I want to use her with Sarah so bad. Like, it's not even funny. And then she's got a very, very strong kit that's versatile. She does lots of different things. She's very offensively... She's almost like a support character, but isn't one. It's very interesting. But because you obviously have to get to Joesephyr 5 beforehand, you're going to want to use some of her skill uses getting to Joesephyr 5. It's only 3, so it's not the end of the world, but she can do a lot of different things really, really nicely. And obviously with Black Sky, if you've got more than one enemy, the bravery hits are random, so you're not necessarily sure where they're going to go, and that can be really irritating. And there are going to be times where you're going to want to do that, and it's not going to go to plan. So honestly, with this one, I really love Paine, but because EX Plus era is within a month, and we already have a lot of strong characters right now, I really want her, but I'm not sure if I need her. So all in all, do I think that this banner is worth pulling on? Maybe. It's good. Paine is insane for this point in time, but like I've just said, it's going to be about a month or so before we start getting EX Plus, and that's going to really change the game up quite heavily, and a lot of characters like Paine, who look incredible now, will start to lose their luster very quickly. She is usable for the first couple of events where Chaos, which is the new difficulty that comes around the time of EX+, she'll be usable for a couple of those. And like Porum, she's just an unfortunate victim of circumstance. She kind of got released at a really weird time where she's at the tail end of really powerful Cosmos characters before the next era comes along where we're going to start going back to older ones. Like Warrior of Light got his rework, which is unbelievably incredible. Noctis is going to get his rework, and he's the best damage dealer in the game up until EX+. We're about to get Ramza's rework, who does buffing and debuffing just as well, if not better, than Paine does, and he batteries while he's at it. So, I mean, again, just like Porum, it depends entirely on what you've got. I probably won't be pulling for Paine, despite the fact that I really want to play with her kit really badly, because I find it's exactly what I would love in a character, but I just don't think I need her, and I will let you guys know I did do a little pull on Alize, and I failed miserably, because I wanted her, and I don't want to end up running the same risk and running resources dry for no reason in getting Paine. As much as I think she's an amazing character, her shelf life isn't as long as I would like it to be, just because the power spike is a very, very real thing in the coming months. But if you don't have anybody that can fulfill a role that's similar to her, so somebody like Kefka or Fran or Ramza, I mean Ramza is quite different from Paine, I shouldn't really compare the two, but they both do similar things that I really like. Then you probably don't need to pull on Paine. But if you don't have anything, if you do have those characters, you probably don't need to pull on Paine. If you don't, then popping some resources in there is pretty good. I've seen other content creators absolutely sing Paine's praises, and I do think she's really good. But again, that shelf life is bothering me, and it puts me off pulling for her. But obviously, as we all know, I'm extremely stingy with my resources, so that's my reasoning for not wanting to pull for Paine. Whether you want to or not, honestly, in this case, is entirely up to you. So that's going to be it from me today. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching the video. Let me know in the comments below what you think of Paine's kit. Are you going to be like dropping everything and pulling for Paine, or are you going to be skipping her entirely like me? Let me know in the comments below, like I said, and don't forget to check out all the social media links in the description box below, like I said at the beginning of the video. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for any notifications for any other videos that I might be bringing out. Thank you very much once again for watching, and I shall speak to you all soon. Bye!